Good morning, everyone. Brian here with BMK Retro Gaming. This morning I have a review for you guys of the Atari VCS homebrew game, Flappy. Here's the box and the back. Now, Flappy was basically developed by developer Michael Haas. Well, it's Haas. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Haas or Haas. It's one of those pronunciations that I always found to be a bit ambiguous to me. Anyway, and it was published by Atari Age. Now, it's based on a game that was originally released in 2013 called Flappy Bird, which was done by Vietnamese developer Dong Nguyen. I forget how you pronounce it. It's Nguyen or something like that. I forget, but anyway, however you pronounce it, he was interested in doing games that were still of the simpler, earlier generation styling, and he created it using a character who had been created for another game which was canceled. Ironically enough, he created the entire game within about, I think it was like 3 days. So, it was not a very long development process. And it became a sleeper hit by about 2014, though he decided that how addictive and insanely popular it had become to withdraw it, feeling guilty, which I'm like, isn't the developer supposed to want your game to become successful? Dot Gears had developed it then. Had published it. Anyway, that was originally available. It was an arcade-style game, but it was originally developed for mobile devices, like smartphones, iPhones, things like that. And, what Mr. Haas did here, and with Atari's help, is he created what we call in terms of homebrew a demake. He made a port of the Flappy Bird here, just called Flappy here, probably obviously for legal reasons, which is taken back down, developed and taken back down to the level that would work with the Atari VCS 2600 hardware, and be an appropriate game for this platform. So anyway, there's not much to it. Here's our instructions, which is literally one page. Oh, and it does make mention here that he, it says here, right here, built with, but basically the way he created it was, he used Atari Basic to create this game, which is a bit of an interesting tidbit. I'm going to go ahead and stick that back in the box. One page with nothing else to it. Could be a bit more. Something trying to stick on the edge there. Oh well. Nothing's perfect. Anyway, the thing about both the original Flappy Bird and Flappy here is, although they are extraordinarily simple games, they are also considered to be highly addictive. Here's the cartridge itself. Pretty standard boxwork cartridge art and all for though it is nice. It is appropriate, looks good. I like it. We can see, yeah, he developed it in 2014 himself. I hadn't looked at that before, but yes, the whole thing is a 2014 development, which means he programmed it the same year that the original Flappy Bird came out. Or the year after, I mean. Sorry, it was a 2013 release for Flappy Bird. In any case, the gameplay is simple enough. You have one single button you use, and that's your only control. You keep pressing it in order to get your bird to flap and fly higher. Or you can hold it for a second and he will glide for a second. Or you can let go and he'll start to drop like a stone. And your objective is to get at the right height, altitude, to pass between, a space to pass between a couple of pipes as you progress through a progressive progressively scrolling screen. As you scroll from one direction to the other, you get more pipes. And it's more challenging than it sounds. This game is notoriously hard. Even this one. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get set up with it with my Hypergame Retron 77, and we're going to take a look into the gameplay. Okay, so here we go. Reset. Go. Reset. Here we go. Okay, that one was simple enough. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. Darn. Managed to get 6, but that was it. Try again. Don't you just love that don't sound just like Homer Simpson or something, so kind of cute. Not somewhat annoying. Again, this game is known to be notoriously hard. Well, at least the difficulty is known to be pretty rough. I like how the graphics come together and the darn you. The graphics and the graphics are pretty decent. Though some have criticized it, kind of reminds them of a Mario Brothers or Super Mario Brothers ripoff type of graphic style, but not so sure I see it. Sure, the pipes have a resemblance, but not that much of one. Dadgum, couldn't get him up there. Anyway, I think you guys kind of get the idea with the gameplay by now. Hey, I managed to get up to 6 on a game that's considered pretty darn hard, so can improve some, but later. Okay, so that was Flappy, a 2014 homebrew game for the Atari VCS 2600 by Michael Haas, or Haas, however you're supposed to pronounce the last name. Maybe Mr. Michael will get on here and decide to give me some correction, or maybe somebody knows how the correct pronunciation of that one is usually supposed to go. I don't know. Anyway, he made a very good game. Like I said, I got about 6 points at maximum. And this game is known for being very difficult. It basically challenges you to do... Well, let me say this. It can potentially get to be monotonous, repetitive, and boring. But that's kind of the beauty of its simplicity, too. It asks you to build your skill at and become good at performing one seemingly simple task, which is really not that simple. In any case, I like it, and I'd recommend if you guys have a way to play it, perhaps through emulation or can pick up a copy, give it a shot. Personally, the reason why I was already a bit familiar with it is because that Atari 2600 game ROM collection I'd bought on micro SD card for my Hyperkin Retron 77 with the 6.0 firmware, 6.4 firmware update does include the game ROM, but I prefer to have a physical copy of the game wherever possible, and I'd want to go ahead and get that so I could show off everything, the box and everything for you guys, and show that I did purchase a copy and have been supporting the developer and publisher Atari Age. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with emulation if I'd done it that way, but this is just a much more thorough way, and one that many, including myself, would probably find to be much more acceptable. Anyway, my preferred YouTuber, Vizd gameplay videos, I believe it is, also has a nice video featuring this one, though a much shorter video, I think, 2 minutes and something. So I'll leave a link. I'm not sure if it's the first time I've recommended and shared a link from them or not, but I've been subscribed for a while. Anyway, I'll go ahead and leave a link so you guys can check that out if you like, and it's the only one I have today. No Wikipedia article or anything to share, but I will go ahead and share a link to where this Flappy is available at the Atari Age store for any who might be interested in looking into a copy. Anyway, that's about it for this morning. If you enjoy my channel's content, please like, share, and subscribe. And please don't hesitate to leave any questions, comments, or suggestions down in the comments section below. You guys take care, have a nice morning, and I will see you again in my next video.